Ready to go find a deer. I keep saying that because I knock on wood, we're going to go follow a blood trail that will hopefully lead us to a big buck. Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
In our 20 years of hunting together, I've never been with you to track a deer that you killed.
So this is, yeah, when she said that to me today, I didn't realize that was the fact, but
He's like, you got to get out here.
this is the stand, and there's a shooter stand and a camera stand. I actually was in the lower stand this morning, but the problem is you see the two trees are real tight together there, and this thing's really set up for shooting out here in front of you because we've got a real narrow ridge flat top that's got ravines dropping off on both sides. We've got our big north food plot is, I don't know, 150 yards through the timber there. So this thing is sort of capitalizing on the deer coming out of that plot in the morning and heading back in here to thick cover to bed. When we did our timber cut a few years ago, it revealed something that I didn't even know because there was a wall of timber there. You could never see it, but there's a well-worn trail right on the edge of the drop-off behind this tree at 30 yards, 35 yards out. And that's actually the trail that doe and that buck were coming on this morning. So it was kind of 180 degrees to what this originally was set up for, which means if you guys have ever done any videoing, to get your arm around your body and then poked back out the other direction between two trees is not an easy thing to do. So by the time I got that done and the camera turned back on, the doe was already in the thick and was already walking, and the buck was on his way. And you know, the textbook would have been him walking out 35 yards in that broad, wide open clearing, but as a big buck would do, he skirted and went down a little teeny draw there and was hugging the thick cover and was really pushing the limits of my shot. Man, ended up being a 45-yard shot. And thank God that I went mule deer hunting this year with Casey in Nebraska because it forced me to practice this summer, and I was shooting out to 60 yards pretty confidently, so I didn't even give, I didn't give it a second thought. I just dialed it at 40, held a little high on him, and let the arrow go. We are just starting. I walked over this far this morning to just check the point of impact. When I was talking to Casey on the phone earlier, before I told him to come on over, I wanted to at least get down and see what it looked like where the deer was standing when I shot him. And I immediately found some really, really good blood. So I haven't been back since. We've left this deer alone.
I see it right under your feet right here, buddy.
I got a spot right here. Oh, darn it, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot.
There you go.
Well, there he is. There he is. this is the best we had this year. I mean, the absolute best we had. And you can't ask for anything more on your property, is to be able to get out here and do what we do. And we did this huge project this year and improve the habitat beyond what it's ever seen before, and set the stage for these deer to want to be able to be here and stay. And a lot of respect for this deer. And he was a very worthy adversary, man. I hate it when people act like they're just something that you shoot at, or they're just something to discard, and I'm gonna skin him now and go throw the meat in the freezer, and that's that. I got a whole lot more respect for these things than that. I'm blessed to have the land that I have and to be able to enjoy it with my family, and I don't want to get too emotional, but it's cool stuff. This is awesome. This doesn't get any better, and to have you guys all here with me right now is really, really awesome. If you followed us at all, you know that we've done several videos this year about this Project 17, this huge habitat improvement project of taking 17 acres of farm ground and turning it into all wildlife habitat. Well, it's done exceptionally well, and if you understand, or if you followed us, you understand that there were areas of warm season grasses, there were areas of different food plots, there was hardwood tree plantings, and clover fire breaks, trails and roads around the whole thing. And the clover is done phenomenally well. The soybeans were beautiful and had full pods on all the plants. The warm season grasses were 5 and 6 feet tall in areas, which just totally way surpassed any expectations. But putting my hands on these antlers of this deer today were just a culmination of just the sweat, the time, the toil, and just the energy that I put into my farm, and trying to make it a better place for these creatures to call home. And being a steward of the land and enjoying putting my hand in the soil and planting food plots and managing my timber, planting warm season grasses, and having a hand in managing a wild deer herd is just such a rewarding experience. We've got everything in the ground. All we need now is just time. As this thing continues to develop and mature, the farm is only going to get better and better. So good things yet to come.